Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings. I pray that all is well and you all are in the best of health and spirits. It is your sister, Denise Renee Muhammad, along with my brother, Sean Ali. And we are here today for another episode of the Health and Wellness Power Hour. So as you come in, go ahead and share the video for us. Share the video. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Sean.
Well, my salam. How
How
you
are
doing?
you?
All is well. No
Yes,
complaint.
indeed. Yes, indeed. It
Yeah,
was a beautiful, beautiful Saturday.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful Saturday. Yeah, we had some nice weather here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, our topic today is how to heal and be healthy. How to heal and be healthy. So, we're going to get into that. How to
Ain't that
heal.
some- hey,
How do we heal? What's the
eh,
starting point?
yeah, ain't that something? That's a good
Yes,
question, man.
the starting point.
Yeah,
Because that's a hot topic, a nice buzzword.
catchphrase. Yeah, yeah. The buzz that, and it's a never-ending word. You know, because if you listen to most people talk about healing, it's so vague when they
Mm,
talk. It's a long journey. It's time takes. I mean, and those are so like healing from what? like, like what are you healing from that takes a long time? Like even with like cancer, I mean, physical issues. The There's always a reparative process that
mhm.
begins as soon as there's an injury. The body doesn't take a long time to start repairing itself. It repairs itself as soon as you do something. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you scratch, cut, break, get shot. It doesn't matter. If you get shot, you have to take that bullet out so you won't get an effect. You know what I mean? Because it's starting to hit.
Right.
So when we look at, these processes and these words and these actions,
Mhm.
it's like, okay, you might have this general topic, but of course, we all have our unique experiences, and
Right.
when you are going through something, if you go through it more than once, that's on you. It, the first time is on the person or it's not on you, right? The second time, if you go through something, the same thing more than once, that's on
Mhm.
you. That's not a healing. You don't. It's not that you need healing. You might be addicted to that process that you are putting yourself through.
Right.
If a dog
The
bites me,
stress.
right. If a dog bites me, the first time the dog bites me, it's the dog's fault. If a dog bites me again, that's my fault because I know a dog bites. You right? You dig what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when we look at these things that we say we're going through, it's like outside of the physical body or a
Mhm.
physical repair, then we're looking at mental and emotional, right? And most of the time, the process of healing, I think, is misconstrued with growth and development because you're growing and developing, so you're changing anyway.
Right.
You are moving from where you are at right now. Tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, you won't be in the same condition, the same shape. You know what I mean? So when we're looking and they like, oh, it takes time to grow into or get through that's growth and that's regular life. I still remember stuff that happened to me in third grade. I got into a
Yeah.
fight. Look, man, some days I want to get that dude back. Some days I don't. You know what I mean? Like, depending on how
Yeah.
I recall it. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's not that doesn't mean I'm not healed. If I
Mm.
any relationship that I've had, if a relationship ends, it's supposed to be hurtful. Do you hear me? Like if when you lose that type of it's different than losing a car or a house or a job, because we are connected with each other. So when we look at some of these concepts of healing, and I'm mentioning this because these are some of the things that people say that they need healing from. That's okay. We got to make that separation between regular life growth and development and what I think I need healing.
Right.
Because if I don't put myself in the right category, I might not never accomplish it. You know what I mean? And I'm stuck on this cycle of thinking I need healing and I just need to go ahead and keep on living. like, nah, it's like, yeah, if you
Right.
broke up with me,
Everything. Yeah, it's a process. Growth is a process.
life is a right.
Life
That's
is a
life.
right.
That's you know what I mean? It's filled with my decisions. It's
Hmm.
filled with so I no matter what has already happened, I have to decide what I do next. That's the
Right.
power. It doesn't matter that's not cold, callous. That's not a lack of compassion because when we look at somebody saying they're going through something, we can't never take that away from them.
Oh,
You don't
right.
like,
Right.
it's like we can never belittle or say, oh, reduce it because I might have went through something similar. And I say, well, I
Hmm.
went through it and got through it, toughen up. Nah, that's crazy.
Right.
That's not
That's
mental health.
yeah, insensitive.
That's not mental health. You know what I mean? So that's the opposite. And that's something that we, particularly black people, we suffer from that because nobody loved us from the beginning. And then that taught us not to love ourselves and each other. So we are always at the bottom of the barrel for empathy, compassion, leeway, all of those things that help a person to get through something. We
Right.
never, and especially from amongst each other. It's get over it, it's you this or I
Yeah.
didn't tell that damn priest to touch me. So if this priest touched me and when I was not able to defend myself and I was a child, how is that anything to do with anything but that dude doing something wrong to me?
Hmm.
However long it might take me to deal with it. That's the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said it takes 75 years to learn how to live. You feel me? So it's no window to but these are things that's not a healing situation. That's not, oh, you need to be healed because that's something you will trust me, you're never healed from that. That's not even that the word healing doesn't even equate to that. That's you managing your emotions, managing your feelings, managing being present, right? Instead of you going back there to that time where you can't change it, you can't do nothing about it. All you're going to do is bring back up in you what you went through.
Right.
That's why I say from here to any time in my future, I have to decide what I do, what I think, where I go. That's our power. That's how you adjust from past, previous pain, trauma, hurt situations, and because you can't change them. So if it hurt you then and you think about it now, it probably will hurt you now.
Yeah, especially if you haven't, dealt with it, gotten the
You're
charge
still dealing
taken
with
off
it.
of it.
It's no, it's, if you laugh about, it's no, that's what I'm saying. You don't do that with happy shit. So if you're not changing, you can't change a happy memory. You know what I mean? Like it's that's where I
Yeah.
think those that are
You want
saying that,
those memories, right?
but you can't change it. That's not how the brain works. You know what I mean? Like you can't remove anything off of it. You have implicit memories and you have explicit memories. Implicit memories is just everything you see, hear, smell is input. Explicit memories are memories that are the long-term memories. They usually have some type of strong emotion attached to it. Pain, fear, happiness, love. It's always
Right.
some type of strong emotion. That's what makes it an explicit memory. That's what we're dealing with because that's all you had. If it already happened to you, where is it at? It has to be in your memory, your hippocampus. The only place in your body that it could be is the hippocampus. It's not in your heart. It's not in your lungs. It's not in your. It's an explicit memory stored in the hippocampus part of the brain.
Right.
Okay. See, now we take the pathway to it. Now we can easily deal with it because the hippocampus, that's a small part of the brain. You know what I mean? Like it is important, but it's usually dealing with, like I said, things that are ready to be stored. I can control this. I can't go in and pull a memory out and erase it, but I can change how I feel about the memory.
Right.
I take,
Mhm.
okay, I want to have a session. Some shit, some stuff happened to me back in the day. So I want to put my body in a condition where I don't want to be afraid of my life. I don't want to. I don't want to have because where I'm at now is the side effects of everything I've been through. I'm great now. I don't want to change your life now. Oh, there. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm squared away.
Right.
I'm 10 4 now. But so if what I am now is great, is awesome, is powerful, is wonderful, is beautiful, and all of those words, then that means that's the stuff that I went through that got me here. So now I got to look at, okay, what don't kill me, make me stronger. Okay, so none of that stuff killed me. So now, whether it was a relationship, molestation, whatever it could have been, I
Hmm.
go back, mm, okay,
Right.
because I need to be in control of my emotions. See, I need to be in control of my
Yes.
emotions, right? Because that's where the trigger comes in at. You get that smell, you get that sight, that sound, and it emotionally triggers. It triggers those, right? So
Right.
now I'm diffusing.
Yeah. Need that
This is
counterbalance.
this is
Which
rosemary,
one is that? Rosemary?
rosemary, and
Yeah.
oh my, it smells like rosemary.
It just
So
immediately.
now I can. I'm presently in a mental, emotional condition of not maybe just happiness, but I'm not, I'm good. I'm balanced.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
now I'm in a state to bring one of these explicit memories to my forefront. Now I can't change it. So I'm not looking to change what happened to me. I'm looking to deal with how I feel about it
Yes.
because it already happened. So it can't hurt me now. See, look, the
And
rosemary
give you
is
that
hitting
mental clarity with that rosemary. Bring
not
you to present time.
listen. So I can go back, not change, not fix, not because
Accept.
I can't do none of that.
Exactly.
I have to accept the fact that it already happened. it's over, so it can never hurt me again. Woo! See,
Right? Yes, that's powerful. Yeah, and you chose a good one because Rosemary deals with that cognitive function, your mental function, gives you that mental clarity, literally washing your brain, being brainwashed.
yep, yep, yep.
Yes.
And that's one, as you know, with your book,
Mhm.
overcoming the mental problems and stuff, right?
Right.
That when you're dealing with, yes, you can eat something that will, but when you eat something, the type of effect that it usually has on the brain is this pulling power away from the brain
Away from it.
to
Right.
to work the digestive system. So
Yes.
you're doing it by rendering your thought process powerless. We don't want to. I don't want to be not in control of myself. I don't want to be hypnotized to think about something in my life. No, I don't want to have to take no B12, no B this. I don't want to have to get this shot. I don't want no drugs because this is my life. It
Right.
already happened. It already happened. You think what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
already happened. The heartbreak, the pain, the trauma, it already happened.
And then
Yeah.
during those times, it feels like, oh, you can't make it through it. It seems so difficult. But once you get on the other side, it's like that
You, you
peace.
you can't. And when we look at, like I said, the best way for us to approach these things is looking at how our brain is constructed. You feel what I'm saying? And the rest of our body, because it's parts, it's compartmentalized. It's not just the brain. You know what I mean?
Right.
So all thought processes coming from the frontal lobe. You,
Hmm.
you feel me? Like receive, like that's where we're dealing with that part of it at. So our motor neurons, our ability to move ourselves, that's right here. You feel me? So we are only dealing with the part of the brain that is stored at, and that's the memory. So we looking at, I don't directly control that, but right now, whatever I do right now and am ready to do, I have to make a thought. I have to you that's okay. So if I can't stop myself from thinking about my own life. If I try, I'm only going to hurt myself because I
Right.
trust me. Trust you, we can't. It's impossible, right?
Yeah.
So a person like myself, 52, I got a lifetime of pain, trauma, and all kind of BS in my life. From being in prison, being molested,
But
having messed
what
up
Black
parents,
person in America
you
doesn't?
know, that's what I'm saying. But when we look at that, the whole DSM-5 is about white people. Like we're not the only ones. You mean like the whole DSM-5 that governs psychiatry or psychology and the diagnosis of these issues? That's why it ain't none of us is in there. I'm saying that to say we all have issues because we're all living in the same effed up world, right? We're all living under the same rulership. So when we're looking at that, there's supposed to be trauma, pain, chaos. It's in
Mhm.
the Bible, it's in the Quran, talking about the last days. You got wars, rumors of wars, the seasons out of place, this and that. So
Right.
we okay from all perspectives. We are supposed to be in this type of time era. Okay, I control me. You feel me? I can't
Yeah.
always stop a memory. I can control how long I'm in that memory.
That's
See,
it.
you see, I can't stop. Especially, I I see my ex, who's my trigger. I can't stop. We got a child together, but I can control. Oh man, I'm ready to go see him.
Like stop,
And
drop, and
this
roll.
this not a real. I'm giving y'all a scenario. I don't have
Yeah.
it.
Yes, sir.
But I know a lot of people that feel that way about their exes. So but you have to deal with them, right? Because you got a child or you got something that you. So okay, this is a part of a lot of people's healing is relationship. A lot of people's healing process is dealing with in a relationship
Yeah.
and getting over that person and what that person may have done to them, right?
Right.
So I have to set the stage. I have to okay. Now on my way to dealing with them, I'm already loaded. By the time I get to the situation, my mind is, you know what I mean? So you got the inhaler. I take the inhaler with me.
Right.
Okay, I'm in a stressful situation. How do I save myself? Job, school, work, relationship, wherever you gotta take yourself, you
Road
know
rage.
it, you know it's already going to be stressful. Okay, we
Take
have
it
the
with you.
element.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, sis. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying when you said you have the inhalers, that's the purpose. Take it with you in those moments and situations.
Exactly.
Pull it out
Exactly.
and self-soothe, self-soothe.
Exactly. That's what, because you can't stop it. And trying to is not how the brain, not how life works. You can try to, you will have to avoid everybody. But that's crazy because we're built to communicate and have communities. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, right. So we're not built to be isolated. And to be isolated only hurts us. You know what I mean? So that's the that factor. You know, when we hear, and then that we aren't causing the stress response. Because when you hear people talk about this category that's revolved around healing and the people that need it, see, they're taking themselves on a cycle. They're good, then they stress themselves out and they take themselves down, then they all right, then they good, then they take themselves down. So after years, 1 year, 2, 5, 10, 15, you start to see the physical degradation of that person's
Right.
body. You see what I'm saying? So they're gaining weight, they're this, they have pain. So it's turning into physical, what they call a hypochondriac, right?
Right.
Your thoughts are making your physical body sick. And that's where you see that person with all of these health conditions, but can't nobody help them physically because it's their mental and emotional that's taking the physical through it.
Right. Psychosomatic.
Disorder.
Yeah.
You think stress, anger, fear, depression, you automatically cause a disconnect between your brain and your body, making your body physically sick, pain, discomfort, inflammation, all of these other things that a lot of us feel, and that we can't never get a doctor to say what's wrong with us. And we think it's the doctor. We think that, oh, no, psychosomatic disorder. A hypochondriac, that's what it is. Somebody that literally makes themselves sick with their thoughts.
Right. Overthinking, anxiety. Yeah. Panic
And
attack.
that when that healing, so when we're looking at that healing aspect from a relationship, a mental or an emotional event, that's the cycle that the person that went through that's what they are taking their physical body through. They are, because the stress response isn't designed for you to feel it right then.
Right.
It's designed to get you through the stress like you, so you wouldn't even feel it. You know what I mean? Until you're safe. So after years of doing that, though, we're looking at years. See, a person that it's years of accumulated damage, and the body can become addicted to it,
Right.
and you can find yourself putting your own self in a
In
situation where you see your
situation.
trip. You
Yes.
keep. Go ahead, sis. Go ahead. Go
Addicted to that.
ahead.
You're right. Addicted to that stress that you know, goodness. I was discussing that with someone earlier this week. Like people
Mm.
put themselves in those predicaments just to feel that stress, that toxicity.
Getting their fix.
Right.
Because the body is running off. So when you are angry for years, fearful for years, this for years, the body can become addicted to those neurotransmitters because
Mhm.
these are chemical messengers. You know what I mean? And because it's a it's something that's not happening to you now, there's no predicted end. See, if you see, all right, if you, oh, what was that? See, that's temporary. That's a then it's over with. Once my rational mind kicks in, and oh,
Mhm.
that ain't nothing. I'm gonna go back to normal, right?
Right.
Oh, what was you know what I mean? Like those, it's designed. Those responses are designed to be short because they're powerful. So they're not designed to be long, minutes long, right? So when we take ourselves through something, you piss me off. I'm this. There's no end to that. So you could be on that roller coaster all day, man. Woo, man. I was on it. I was on it the other day.
Look, I get on it sometimes too. Yeah.
And I be doing the little steps. My oil, I
Right.
diffuse, I exercise, I go outside. Sometimes it takes me to do a few things to
To get back into center.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
And that
yeah.
goes back to a previous show. We talked about healthy addictions. Instead
Mhm,
of
mhm,
being
mhm,
addicted to that stress, find a healthier addiction
mhm,
to
mhm,
get
mhm.
that good stress.
Yep. Because that's the pathway to healing. You stop doing that which got you
Mm,
unhealthy.
exactly.
Listen, if you are
Right.
diabetic, you stop eating
Yeah.
the food, right? If you are, or whatever it is condition you are in, when you go
That
seek
mhm.
medical professional, okay, we stop doing that which got us there.
Right.
So when you looking at emotional mental trigger, you can't stop sometimes from being triggered, but you can control how long you are triggered.
Right. You
That's where your damage ain't coming
control your
from you being triggered.
reactions. Yes.
It's it's not coming from you being triggered. That's easy, man. It's easy to be triggered, man. See you. It's easy. That's easy. But staying triggered, hey man, hey, that's where your high blood pressure, hypertension, your diabetes type 2, with your insulin resistance. See, insulin and cortisol, they go together. So your body, you producing an excessive amount of cortisol will rob your body of its insulin production. And now when you have glucose in there, you have problems with insulin.
Right.
I'm just trying to say. So it's not being triggered. It's how long I'm triggered.
Right.
Because if I see it's something that scares me, I'm triggered. That's all. What was that? See, that's only for seconds. That's only for a few seconds. Right? You hear a gunshot, boom, you run. Once your body gets you to safety, it stops running. You didn't run. It was a boom. Man, I didn't even know I could run that fast. Good Lord. Then when you out of breath and everything, you're like, oh, what was that? But so these measures are supposed to be temporary.
Right, right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And nothing stops that or helps with that faster than aromatherapy.
Nothing. How long it takes?
22 seconds. 2 and
22.
2. 2 and 2.
Man, that's if you on the slow side.
Right. Exactly. I want to say immediately, but I'll be conservative and say 22 seconds.
Yeah, because this rosemary, I put the top on it, it's still jumping.
Yes,
Man,
literally some of those oils you don't even have to put it up to your nostril. Just take the top off and those molecules just start diffusing in the air.
no, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And that's where it's like I said, well, when we looking at these processes, and that's where the next step is once I can control that part of my body, I'm
Mhm.
controlling that cycle that I've been putting myself on. So now when as my body is going to get back healthy as it always tries to do after I come out of it, right? Whether some of us we gain that weight when we go triggered, right? Oh man, I
Mhm.
gained 10 pounds, I gotta work it off. We all see once you come out of it, no matter how long it takes, we go right back into trying to be healthy.
Right.
The issue is we always bring ourselves back. Okay, so now is how to be healed and healthy. Once I understand this healing concept, once I understand what it really is and what it really isn't,
Mhm.
now I'm through the event, I don't have to worry about coming back no more.
Right.
You feel me? So if I gain weight and I lose it, I'm not putting it back. Right? If I did this and I change it, I'm not putting it back. If I cut my hair off because I was angry and I grow it back, I'm not doing it. I don't have to worry about doing that again.
Find another way to cope.
Because
Yeah.
you won't be afraid of anything that's ever happened to you. You won't be afraid of doing something new because you might be scared or afraid or anxious. You won't be bringing yourself through some cycles because you don't want to go back over here because oh man, what happened? See, no, you won't be afraid of life. You won't be afraid of life. Life
Mhm.
would not be your life. Won't be holding you back because you will see the hold up. If I'm under this influence, the only effects of this influence is a clear mind.
Right. Right.
Mm.
Brother
Mm.
Kente is with us. Wa alaikum salam, Brother Kente. He says, Assalamu alaikum, dear family. I'm bearing witness to this right now. I've been dealing with this issue for so long that I even have had thoughts of wanting to check out of here due to depression and childhood trauma. Thank you
Well,
for being open, honest, and transparent and sharing that, Brother Kente.
see, this that safe space. Cause we ain't gonna never say, oh nigga, you crazy. Hey, you weak. Look, nah, see, that's how the world will want us to be responded to when it
Right.
comes to black, especially black men. Like when you can turn on Roots, 12 Years a Slave, or any the Nat Turner, whatever messed up movie about that, Rosewood. We've always been beat upon, destroyed, attacked, preyed upon, and we could never have any type of recourse. We had never had any type of justice. And most of the time our own community didn't even embrace us with
Right.
love and compassion. Love comes from the hormone oxytocin, which comes from us embracing each other.
Hmm.
Look at that right there, man. Look at that.
Right.
Look at that. So the brain produces oxytocin. And when we don't have, remember, you got implicit, explicit. Explicit memories have some type of strong emotion attached to it. So I went through something traumatic. Nobody hugged me. Nobody showed me love. Now the only emotion that I have is a negative one. I went through something, another scenario. I went through something. Somebody hugged me. Now, instead of a negative, I have a positive because oxytocin is going to be attached to this memory. See, listen to me, because I got hugged. See, that's the healing process, man. That's how many of us go through something and we scared to talk about it. We scared to share it. We scared to break down because we don't want to seem weak or this. That's your healing process. You
Right.
need to get an emotion attached to that that's stronger than the one you already got there. If it's fear, anger, depression, or any of those negative, the only other one you can overcome that with is love. But you need to be hugged and embraced.
Right.
And your brain will produce oxytocin. Man, love.
Yes. Those hugs are powerful.
Man.
Yes.
What's up,
The
bro?
human power of human touch, that
Ex-
exchange of energy. What do you say when two things touch? How
Two,
do you say that?
two
Oh,
objects of matter
two
touch.
objects.
There's an
All right.
exchange of electrons.
Yes, sir.
The tribal is called the tribal electric effect. Almost all of us done it when we were children and we shocked each other. You know, if you get shocked, period. But when we can intentionally see, that's not intentional. But if I intentionally, because the messenger teaches us that intention, our intentions is where we
Right.
get our reward from, right? The
Mhm.
motive is because actions can appear wrong, but intentions bring rewards, right? So when we looking at that, if my intent is to create this electrical charge, and I go to touch you, see, you remember Karate Kid, Mr.
Yeah.
Miyagi? Did he touch him? Oh, dude, man, I'm trying to taste it. That's your healing.
Yes.
Come over. I got a book, The Healing Hand.
Come on
This
now.
is, but this is a part. Massage therapy is no different. You know what I mean? Like, so when we look at that, but that's an integral part to our ability to rise above these emotions.
Mhm.
I cannot have love without oxytocin. I can't have oxytocin without another human being touching me. Come on, man. How am I going to produce love inside of me? That's how your body makes it. They discovered oxytocin from a mother holding that child, breastfeeding that child.
Mhm.
Come on, man.
Right.
You
We
see what I'm
need
saying?
each other.
That we
Yes, we are
made exactly.
interdependent, not
Exactly.
independent, interdependent.
Mm.
Yes.
Most people are in the condition that this topic that we're talking about is because of the wrong type of touches.
Hmm.
See, see what I'm saying? So how can you replace the wrong touch, but with the right touch? And it can't be no mystery, no make believe touching you in your head. No, because
Right.
when you get physically embraced, that's how your brain makes oxytocin. Mm.
Right.
We
Brother
can now.
Kinsley says, it's funny you mentioned the Karate Kid. He's watching it right now.
Yeah, yeah, that's my favorite. Man, you
Yeah.
know, yeah. You know,
Yeah,
I
that's
like the
good.
black one too, but I do like the white boy in his. You know, but yeah.
Yes, sir. So, Brother
Mm.
Sean, what would you say to like Brother Kente, what he shared that he felt like checking out of here due to depression and childhood trauma? What would you say to someone that's in that situation right now and they need
I mean,
something to come up out of that dark spot?
but see, you know, that's there is no answer because everybody doesn't want to live the same time or the same amount of time. You know, so the messenger said when we got tired of living, that's when we broke the dietary laws. So we can go ahead and have a way to die. Some people don't want it. So, and that's not because I don't know what you see. And because your situation, if you've never been homeless, if you've never, you know, had nobody but you can't really give me advice because who the hell want to keep living like that? Ain't nothing you can say to me. Oh, I ain't got nothing, man. What are you talking about? Who do I keep waking up with nothing?
Right.
With no, because this world is not made for nobody to make it themselves. Everybody needs help at one point in time. And that's usually your family. When you don't have that and you have a family, but nobody's help, like I understand those perspectives. Wake up, what are you going to do?
Right.
That's if you wake up, that means you're living. What are you going to do? You got two choices. You're going to go ahead and not live, or you're going to live. You feel me? Because you wanting to not be here and doing something to not be here is two different things.
Right.
It's easy to be, man, forget this life versus I'm taking steps to actually implement. Now that would determine where they're at because usually that's the next preceding question. Have you tried to hurt yourself? And now when depending on that answer, when did you try to hurt yourself? Depending on that, because now from a psychiatrist perspective, you're determining if they're really serious or if it just was a whimsical thought. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's easy to say, I don't want to do this no more.
Right.
But to make the steps, that's something different. You know what I mean? But even then, they don't give you because like I said, I don't know I don't know what you see. I don't know what you feel. I don't know your condition. And I can't use mine and what I would do to give you that advice. You feel what I'm saying? Because
I got
that
you.
would that just it just don't work like that, you know? But if you're alive, hey man. That's it.
Get some energy.
And you don't, if you got that type of situation and you are swaying to the side where I don't want to do anything to myself, clear mind. How long does this take, sis?
22 seconds.
Right here. Now you will be clear if you want to do it. You be clear minded. If you don't want to do it, you won't be having yourself on that cycle of thinking about it.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? That's
It's gonna take your mind off of that, definitely. You're not
definitely.
gonna be thinking about checking out.
Yeah. Now, after you diffuse, let's have that conversation.
Right.
You feel like once
Clear
you
mind.
diffuse, right? Because in the moment, You're in the moment. You're under the stress response. So you're you're under the autonomic nervous system. So you aren't in charge of your body.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So that's the problem with those triggers. You aren't in charge. That means anything can happen, including you killing yourself, because you're not in charge. Or you doing something to somebody else. I blacked out. I couldn't stop. You hear people say that. I'm under the autonomic nervous system. So I'm in a reactionary, I'm being fueled by adrenaline and cortisol.
Mhm.
So I'm ready to fight or I'm ready to run.
Right.
If there's no external, then I'm doing that to myself. So I'm ready to fight myself or I'm ready to run from myself.
Right. Let's
Hey
see.
man.
Get some
Yeah.
oil, get that rosemary.
Yeah.
Deal with that mental. Brother Kente says one of the biggest problems I deal with is the fact that I never had that type of love I should have from my own mother. She gave me every reason not to give a damn about her. And that's one of the strong emotions I try to combat due to the fact that we're taught to love our mothers. But my toxic relationship I had with her almost made me feel justified. I'm so glad I tuned in to this discussion with y'all. Thanks.
I,
Yes, sir.
dude,
Praise be
I
to
don't
Allah.
I don't love mine, brother. Oh my, I ain't seen my father and my physical father, and I don't know. He almost died. Like I haven't seen him. The last time I seen him, I fought him. The last time I saw him, and I told him, if we do this, I'm gonna put my hands on you, and then you ain't never got to worry about me. My mother, she told me so many times throughout my life, I don't love them, man. I don't even know if I respect them for giving me birth because my life is hell. I see all these movies and TV shows, and I got all these friends and families that love their parents, and oh man, crackheads. I don't, so I see it all. Then I get the minds, and I'm like, why did? And I've asked them that. Why did y'all make me, man? If you knew that when I came out, you wasn't going to do shit, why did you make me, man? Because I'm fucked up. Like, why? And that's a day I'm 52. It's a everyday thing. I got brothers and sisters. I got family that they got. And like, it's a lonely thing because they're not bad people. So when you got messed up parents who aren't bad people, it's hard for you to get grievance because the world loves them and holds them up. But when, just like with Kirk Franklin and his son, everybody dug the son because they like, oh man, you grateful. But when you come up, see, when you got somebody that the world loves and this is your trigger, it's hard. It's hard. It ain't none, man. And I live it every day.
Wow.
You know, I got some of my family knows, you know, and I wrote my mother a note. And I not too long ago, a couple months ago, and I called my nephew who's like real close with her. And I said, hey man, I wrote your grandmother a note. It ain't harsh, but I don't know how she's going to take it. So go ahead and you might want to just go ahead and see what's up with her. And that's, you know, I let her know how I felt. This was this year. 2024, man. It's 2024, man. So I'm saying, like I said, my little brother, I've almost fought him over our father, man. I'm like, that's your fault. Like, I don't, man, that side of his family, I will listen, don't say that's my father. I will fight you if you try to put me with him. Shit. I'm saying this is 2024, brother. So I'm feeling, and these the people that brought me into this world. So when I hear things about reverence the womb that bore you and this and like that none of that has ever resonated with me. And I've never felt that. I've I've never felt that. And it's like birthdays, holiday. My look at my phone is dry, bro. You know, especially brother Kente, know, because I've shared with him personally, you know, some of the things that I appreciate about him and our friendship, our brotherhood, you know, and the connection that me and him have. Because when you don't have those and never had those type of connections, you don't know what you're missing until you get it.
Right.
And then, you know, some you can go through something and you don't know that you went through something messed up until after you went through it. Like a lot of my stuff with my parents, it wasn't until I became a man and I look back and like, hold up, why? What the? What the? So it was like I didn't even know I was being mistreated and abused because I thought it was regular. Then I get out in the world and I got reference points. I got other people. I got brothers. Like, hold up, how you, my brothers and sisters, how they do? What? Now that's a whole set of triggers. That's a whole set of triggers. Because now my whole life is wow. But so I feel you, bro. And like I said, I see people, man. My mother almost died from a heart attack. And like I wish she had it. Because my life would have, I wouldn't have had to. You gonna always need your mother. My brothers and sisters, my mother, I know what she does for them. And when you don't get that, how can you not ask why? You're going to ask yourself that. You're going to look at yourself like, what? Why am I different? Why? You know what I mean? Like, especially when you have children and you like, okay, I know you can't tell me the hardships of a parent because I'm a parent. So, you know, when you have that present in your life, I feel you, bro. And if you wake up, what are you going to do? You got to live because you woke up. You know what I mean? Like, my eyes open. Oh man, it's like, but you know, okay, let me go ahead and live. So I'm gonna exercise. I'm gonna make my bean soup. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that because I woke up. You feel me?
Yeah.
But that's being real. That's being
Wake up and live.
yeah, yes.
Yes.
But it doesn't stop. Because, like I said, I can go through. Who doesn't want their mama? Who doesn't want their daddy, man? Who doesn't need their advice? You know what I mean? Like forever. You know what I mean? Like who? My son. I help them. Like my older sons. You know, we change the oil together. We still do stuff like how. So my parents are alive and they don't fuck with me. And the world is like, oh, you a good brother, Sean. I got people from all over the world that loves me more than my own parents. This is an everyday thing. So try to wrap your mind around that can literally drive you crazy. So I get triggered. It's easy for me to get triggered because I can always need my parents.
Yeah.
Because I can't change it. I can't. I can't change it. So I can only change me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do what's in your control.
I just being real, because like I said, I can talk about it, and I can either get emotionally charged, but it doesn't hurt me because, like I said, I got these elements that can help me recall it without being hurt. Because I'm not trying to like avoid it, but if I can't recall it without being damaged by it, I will never be able to fix it. You feel me? So I can think about anything, recall anything, because I have something that will keep me balanced, clear
Yes.
head.
And that's what you just said right there. That's what I love about the essential oils. It helps to bring, that's the purpose, it brings you back into that balance. That's the whole
Yeah.
purpose. Mind, body, and spirit.
Yes. So I mean, for those tuning in, you hear us say it every week. It's a
That's
part of
right.
our show. We talk about it, but I'm telling you, man,
It's
I'm telling
real.
you,
Yes. Brother
it is.
Kente, I keep telling you to reach out to me
It is
to
real.
help with that, those moments. Those
Mhm.
essential oils really do work, really do.
Yes,
And I
they're
have,
living
let me
molecule.
bring my book up.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, do that, sis. Definitely.
This is my first book. Hold on, let me take that down. My first book that I published, 7 Life Essences that help you um, treat depression naturally. And it's a quick read. It's a short, but it's packed with some good information on how to use those essential oils and the best ones to use to help you with that, those emotional moments.
Exactly. And it doesn't take a long. So yeah, it's a short read, but like you said, it doesn't take 1,000 pages to solve the problem.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's all that is. Good things come in
Right.
small packages. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Because how you reading a book, especially a science book, if you're in class or something and you studying, and you might go through it and you highlighting your areas, but you only highlighting one sentence, one word out of the
Right.
whole page, right? This to see these books that sis got, they just giving you what you need. You ain't got to flip through it and try to
It's
find
not a
is
lot of fluff or
yeah, exactly,
the lead up to that, is straight to the point.
exactly, exactly,
Yes, sir.
exactly. And that's
And
where
they are available on Amazon. Also, I'll post the links after the show. I'll post the links to those books in the comments
mm,
so you all can click and purchase it.
ain't that something? Hey, that's I'm glad. I'm glad Brother Kente brought that up because you know sometimes that's all we need is just to get it off our chest, man.
Right.
And that's the purpose of a psychiatrist or a mental health therapist. They're just there to listen more than talk, you know, or ask
Right.
the right questions to help you to get it out. Because that's a lot of times you just have to you just get it out,
And that's
and
with Dianetics and being auditing. They
mhm,
ask the
mhm,
right questions and you're basically getting it out,
mhm, mhm.
taking that
Exactly.
charge off, and by the next thing you know, you laughing about it and it's not even a issue anymore.
Exactly. You turn a frown upside down.
Upside down. I just you took the words right out of my head.
Turn the frown upside down. And
Yes,
that's
sir.
the beautiful thing. It's more than one approach. So because like with the brain and how it works, they're still discovering a lot of the brain. You know, the basic concept that you can learn about, that's compared to what they don't know is nothing. So there's many approaches and we try to find the best one that gets you as an individual to your goals, because there's many approaches. Like with the thought process, there is no one. It's many approaches to how that thought process works and how we get there. You know what I mean? So when you're looking at that, you just want to make sure that whatever you are trying to apply is based on you and how you're created. Like yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
all right.
that was a good. This was a good.
Good. Yes, very good.
Yeah, yeah.
Good
'Cause,
topic. Very relevant.
yeah. And as I talk about that word, because like I said, with that word healing, when we look at the etymology of it and the origins of it, that's not our word. And when we look at the usage of it today, like I said, it can be easily misconstrued with just regular growth and development. Because a lot of the analogies and stuff that's used with it is, okay, you got to get over it, takes time. That's growth and that's anything. That's life. I'm learning more, I'm getting better. That's just regular life. You know what I mean? So sometimes, we just, I don't know.
Yeah. Gotta get it out.
Yeah, man.
Yes. Thank you, Brother Kente. Thank you for sharing. He
Yes,
said
bro.
we need these type of podcast topics. People need a safe place to get it out.
It was a brother on Facebook, man. He had made a post and how he was dealing with. He was dealing with a similar situation with somebody, and I had commented like, bro, I know you ain't really say that to that young brother, man, because, a lot of times love isn't tough. Love isn't hard. Love is soft. Love is compassionate. Love is fun. Love is easy. Because love is oxytocin. And you don't get oxytocin from hard, tough stuff. You feel what I'm saying? So when we look, like I said, we don't have that compassion amongst our community, but especially when it comes to the black man, it's that toughen up. You all right, nigga, get up. Say it with you. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah, what the? I can't hurt. What? What? I know the black man is God, but God, you tell you should. Yeah, that's crazy.
It took the God eons of time to create himself, and it was painful. So
That's why he created the black woman.
right.
Whoa, I need some comfort. I need some help. I need a help me.
I need something softer, gentler.
Where you think oxytocin come from? You see, it's like, hey.
Look, that's another topic.
Yeah. Okay, now. Oh, man.
Thank you all for tuning in. We're gonna wrap it up for this week's episode.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I will put the links to everything in the comments. You all can go back. Brother Sean and I have books, so reach out to either one of us for those.
Yes.
Until next time. Yeah. Any closing words, Brother Sean?
Oh, no, just thank you all for tuning in, man. We appreciate you, family. We do it for you.
That's right. All right, family. Thank you all for tuning in. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.